And we are back. Another episode of Trailers to Yachts, episode 23. Let's start with our inaugural cheers, everybody. Cheers, guys.
Yes.
There's the applause. It kind of gets you going, right?
I'm so excited.
I love the crowd.
No pressure.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So we got with us here Jessica and Nick from Black Dog Pizza, which is about 2 minutes up the road from here.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to start off, whoever wants to take it, and kind of tell us a little background on you guys and the history of the business, how you got started?
Sure. Well, so I'll let him answer. Nick is the in the moment. I'll take your spotlight. Don't worry. He's more the kitchen chef guy, and I kind of came in more as a front end person. So before we met, I had jobs like bar managing, bartending. I did social media for a witchcraft shop.
Okay.
So came in with that, having kind of the social media and the front end experience, and we met. Nick has more of the restaurant chef, people managing skills, that kind of thing. And, he said, well, let's open a shop together. I'm like, all right, I can do that. So that's kind of how we came into that. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
It'll be easy.
It's
be
not
real
harder
easy.
than selling candles.
It'll be cheap.
Is it?
Right.
Like it's hard? So, we came together like that. And we started Black Dog probably, 3 years ago? It'll be almost 3 years in June.
Nice.
And at the time, we had been, during COVID, right before we opened, we were doing like kind of farmers markets, produce sales things in our neighborhood. So we had made up like a lot of goodwill in the neighborhood doing that. A lot of goodwill I had from previous jobs. So, when he wanted to open a place for us, we found a place in Dublin, and I thought that would be perfect. There was kind of a hole for what we wanted to do. There's not a lot of, at the time, not a lot of New York style pizza. I don't think there was any except chain in Dublin. And we thought, look, we know a bunch of people around here. I think we could open something and have a lot of the support of the neighborhoods we've been working in. So that's kind of what we led with. And that was my background in addition to it, I guess.
Yeah, I had a place in Hilliard for like six years. It's called Zuko's. It was that's where I met Jess. It was actually they had a pass-through window with a bar, and Jess was the bartender there. But so that's where I got into pizza. My best friend, Bob Williamson, he unfortunately passed away with his battle with cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, great dude and smart, and taught me a lot about food. And anyway, we opened a place together, and he later split off to do Cardinal Pizza, which is in Westerville. It's a great little shop there, but that's where we're from. But yeah, so I had the place in Hilliard, and I just started digging into learning how to, like, everything about dough and just anything I could, any resource I could, because I was chef of the Columbus Italian Club, and that's kind of where I started cooking. I went to Columbus State for a little bit, but never really did anything with pizza. And yeah, we went in there, came up with a dough recipe. Like a month later, we started a New York dough, and yeah, we did well there. I loved the spot, and we just had a situation with the lease, and we didn't re-sign, and
Very, very typical.
it sucks, man. Yeah,
Well, you got kind of lucky. You were able to sell it to an employee.
I did. Yeah, I sold it to the manager there at the time, and yeah, he unfortunately it's not there still. He closed it down like a year or so ago,
Yeah.
I guess.
A roundabout.
But yeah, anyway, that, I was out of the pizza business after that. I was kind of helping him out a little bit, and then he's actually the one that told me about it was Carlucci's where we're at now. But they were selling, and I remember going up there. I had my dog with me, and him and I went up there that same day that we heard about it. It was a Sunday, and we parked right in the front, and I saw some people in there. They had just closed. I saw some people in there, and they came and opened the door, let me in. The owner was there. She showed me around, and they were closing like 2 weeks after that. And I remember I went up and worked with them I just said, can I come up and work Friday, Saturday? Just, you don't have to pay me or nothing.
See
I
what's
just want to
going
see what it's like.
Right.
And, I just noticed that the spot was popping, like the strip. It's at Carrick Square, and it was just, there was cars constantly in and out. And I was like, I think I can do something here.
Is that the same plaza that Dub Hub's in?
No.
Across the street.
Across the street, but we have Yogi's.
Or is that Yogi? Okay, yeah.
Andon's, which used to be, some other, I don't remember, another like really popular bar. It's Andon's now. The Rail is there. There's
the
just
new rail right in the
4
front.
bars like within the,
Nice.
in the place that we're in.
I just went to work with them just because I wanted to see what the spot looked like on a busy Friday, Saturday. And I was like, man, I think this is doable.
Right.
And so we got the spot like 2 months later. And kind of.
I think from the minute we turned the key to getting it, within 1 month we opened.
Yeah.
It was like very quick.
That's how we were. We got.
Yeah.
When did you guys get the keys?
It was the last week of June, and we opened August 7th.
Yeah.
So everyone thought we were nuts when we were like, yeah, give us a month. Like literally
Same,
just give me a month in here and we'll have it done.
Oh, honestly, looking back, we were. It was kind of a shit show.
But you kind of have to
it's
do
got-
it that way.
it's gotta
man.
be-
If you
It's like, I'm not
wait-
making
Yeah.
money if it's closed.
Right.
Dude, well, yeah.
It
I don't
has
want
to
to
be
pay
open.
for rent on a.
Yeah.
I think we were able to like finagle it where that we didn't have to pay till right up till when we maybe 1 month before we paid.
we had like a month grace.
Yeah.
But we came in like Nick is the one. He's got the kitchen experience, and then I'm the one that's like, I've never done this in my life. I've never worked in the back of a kitchen in my life. Like,
I've never done
fuck
it
it, let's
before.
do it. Yeah.
I'd never done it before the last spot, and I kind of just took that blueprint because it was successful, and I knew, what I could do, and we hired some people. We mostly hire all kids because they're just, you can mold them, man, to be yeah. And I learned
No
man,
bad tendencies.
I learned I'd rather have the kids like high school problems over the grown ass adult problems sometimes. That
But
makes
a lot of
sense,
them
man.
adults that have problems, those aren't like, they're just problems on themselves. Like, it's not really like a real problem.
Right.
It's just like, oh, you got to feel bad for me. Well,
Yeah,
you're an adult. Deal
without a
with it.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, man, I can't feel bad for you because I got shit to do. You know what I mean?
It's a business.
Yeah. And so anyway, but all the guys we still have the same crew we hired when we originally opened.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, pretty much. Unless they leave for college,
yeah, some of them have left.
and a
or-
couple, But yeah, we have the same staple crew.
But we molded them. They're awesome, and they do. They make my food and the way we want. And
That's the gist of it, though. You started Zuko's with your best friend. I came in, I Yoko Ono'd that shit. You left there. We started a place near where I live. It's all
she's the best though, man. She gets us out there, and that's why we have the awesome clients we have, because she is a master marketer. I mean,
Do you do the social media and stuff?
I do, yeah. So I do all our, I guess, gaslighting marketing. It's marketing. No, I can't.
yeah, because if you look at my
I
old
can.
marketing, I used to do stuff like
Well,
my marketing was I'd get like 1,000 magnets made with a
You like
Zuko's
log into
logo.
your
Yeah.
AOL. Once it dials up, you're like,
Right.
send some
well, you have to
emails.
go so hard. I have to be at everything commenting, like, blah, blah. Yeah.
I mean,
Black
I
guy,
would
black
get
guy.
magnets made with a yellow back and a black, so it looked like a yield sign, and I would just go around the city and just put them on street
Everywhere.
signs and anywhere I could, man. Yeah, so-
Hypothetically.
Oh,
You wouldn't really rearrange traffic
No, I mean not
to
for-
get us more customers. Hypothetically.
No. Put them on the roundabout signs.
No, hypothetically.
No, I didn't do that. I mean,
It definitely wasn't a crime.
the key is you
No,
have
there
to.
was not. It
you, you have to put like 4 or 5 in a row so people know that it's actually. They
well,
can
right.
take
Because
it
if they
off.
pass it, then it's like, oh, what was that?
Yeah,
Like, oh, there's
Exactly.
there's no.
but that's my marketing. So she came in and just killed it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'd basically do the same thing online.
yeah.
Just black dog.
Right.
Yeah,
But
no,
you have
yeah,
you have to
it's-
hammer them, or
It's
else.
good. And I work up front and do just anything customer facing generally is my job, and anything cooking or like dealing with actual like employees is kind of more your purview.
Yeah, they like me better.
It works out, yeah. They do not. Do they?
Just kidding, man. No, it's fun. No, it's fun. Now we're in a pretty good flow, but we learned that, like, and you guys probably know, training is constant. You know.
Well, even for us, like we're always fine tuning everything. If we learn something, we're going into our seventh month, 8th month.
Yeah. Is it only? I thought you were like at least a year.
No, we opened.
We opened the brick and mortar is August.
You guys went so hard so fast.
Yeah.
Like your marketing
Balls to the wall.
so clean and good, and you seem like you've been open for a long time, but
yeah, we've had people have asked like, oh, who does all your digital marketing for you?
well, yeah, it's so cohesive.
You're looking at it.
It's so
That's
cohesive.
like-
Yeah.
Well, then we get people that are like, "Ooh, I have a guy that could help you out." We're like, "Well, how much are they?"
Yeah.
And it's no.
Do you
Yeah,
get like the cold emails like, "Hi, I'm so and so with this marketing firm, and here's
Let
my
me boost your CEO.
yeah, me no, that's
Yeah.
a whole the SEO email.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything,
yeah,
everything.
whatever.
Yeah, we get it all.
Yeah, we always get the
We get catering orders. They're like, hey, we want 400 burgers. Can
Well-
you do that? We're like,
Mm.
yeah, okay. And then you like look at the email, and the name is one thing, the email is something different. And It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I don't think so. If you pay up front, give it like 3 weeks to stay in our bank account before it disappears or something. But,
Exactly. You have to.
yeah, there's all sorts of weird stuff out there.
Do you guys do that for big orders? You take the money first, the payment?
It depends. In the food truck, we always did half down.
Mm-hmm.
So like food trucking's very different, but you'd get like people would want you to, they'd schedule you for an event. And so we're like, they say 200 people, whatever.
like
So
a guarantee.
we'd say, this is our price to
right.
do it. You give us half now. That way, if a week before they cancel it, and it's in the middle of summer when you could get another good event, but now it's a week out, you're not going to get anything. Everything's booked out. You're kind of screwed. At least that covers your food costs, because it'll happen where like you'll order all of your food to do these big events, and then they're like, oh, never mind. We had one, I think it was 4th of July. We opened in June. It was a 4th of July event, so like our second month. And it was a neighborhood party in Upper Arlington. And they're like, this is like a 70-year tradition. Everybody comes together. We bring food trucks out, whatever. And we were on our way there. And I was messaging her like, hey, where are we supposed to park? And she's like, oh, no, I sent you a message. We canceled you guys
No.
months ago.
Oh no.
And I was like, no, you didn't. And we already wasted half our day prepping and everything, getting the truck ready. And we're driving over there. And we were like, no, you didn't. I'm like, if you did, can you please send me a screenshot of the message you sent me? And she sent me a screenshot of a message she sent to like another chicken food truck canceling
Oh
them.
my god.
And I was like,
That's
all
not
right.
cool.
Yeah, not cool. That we quickly changed our policy after that. We're like, all right, you're paying us at least half down, because that was, I don't remember what day of the week it was, but it was like we had a ton of product now that we bought just for that.
Oh yeah.
And we had nothing, I think, the next couple days. So it's like, we're out the event, the money we would have made there.
Your
and now we got
labor,
all this product.
even if it's just you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
right, just
we wasted
time in general.
half our day, and now we're just pissed off for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And not working. Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
you
it
have
was
to.
nice. We got 4th of July off, I guess.
Man, you have to get that money up front. I found, because I heard you guys talking about prank calls too.
Oh, yeah,
The one dude that calls.
Caught about the eggs.
Or wait, you guys had
we
a-
get them all the time.
You guys
We get
started
'em
like
constantly.
firing back at this one guy that now he kind of gets frustrated. You
Yeah.
said. So, yeah.
Yeah, that happened again this week. Someone called me, and I'm like in the middle of taking orders. I try to be polite, I'm always, if I'm busy, I'm like, hey, let me put you on hold for a second. I put him on hold, and then I'm like trying to quickly get to his call to get his order in, and he's just rambling on about all this stuff that he wants, and I was like, all right, let me put you on hold again. So I just left him on hold for like 2 minutes, and
It's like
he
dude,
disappeared. But
we have 5 items on our menu.
Right.
Yeah.
How many questions can you have?
Well,
yeah.
I guess that's the thing about a pizza shop is it's the customations are so crazy that I don't know if it's a prank sometimes when they're like calling up like I want a pizza with, and they'll list 10 things, but it's like people are kind of like that sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't write them off just because you think it's a prank, because if it's a real
You
customer,
can't.
then you lose them.
Right. So
Yeah. Any big orders, we typically make them like a big call-in order. We make them pay
mhm.
ahead of time. If it's like a burger and tots, like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
yeah.
probably show up. But any big order we do, and I had this one elderly lady once call. She ordered like $120 worth of burgers. And I was like, all right, what's the card number? She's like, oh, no, I'm going to pay in cash. I don't pay with my card. And I'm like,
Yeah, no.
I'm like, she's so nice. I'm like,
It's just
I
too
really want to
risky.
trust her. I was like, all right, fine.
You know
Fine.
what I do?
She showed up though.
If
She
I
did. She
answer
showed
that
up.
phone call, I'm like, the boss, the owner won't let me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so sorry. I just work here. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay, we
She's
understand.
like, I'm sitting in my car watching you. She's like, I know
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah, man. I mean, because we had a string of like prank calls, man, and it was just
Yeah, we get them a lot.
we had to exactly just what you said, start ignoring them because I wanted to instantly feed back into it and talk shit to them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But who has time? Like, who has time? Even you don't have time to do that.
No,
Well,
I
you
don't.
Who has
made
time?
time.
But
I made time.
But who has
Went
time on
paintballed
their
house?
Who has
No.
time on their end
Okay.
to do
Hypothetically.
Yeah. Well, we had that.
Sheesh.
So, the one guy with calling about the eggs, he it was ridiculous, but I knew pretty quickly it was a prank call. He's talking about he wants us to like scramble up a bunch of eggs for him.
Fry
Yes,
some-
eggs,
Or
the
fry-
new Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, well, this
Well, this
was
is- yeah, this is
months
before
ago when
that.
they were cheap.
Oh,
But he's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring a dozen eggs down there. Can you fry them up for me? I'll give you $5. I want to throw them off the overpass.
What?
And I'm like, I was like, all right, this is a prank call. I told him, I'm like,
He's like, it'd probably be better
it'd
if
be
you hard
better
boiled
if you hard boiled them.
Get
Like leave them raw or just hard boil them if you're gonna throw them off the overpass.
Yeah.
Like, just
Or leave
you
them
know,
raw, bro.
I told him if you're
Like-
trying to fling like a fried egg, it's gonna go all over the place. You're gonna have no accuracy.
I've done this so many
But-
times. He's got to use raw.
he said, who has time for these kind of calls?
Yeah, one of
And
our
I just learned more about egg baking
Yeah.
than I've learned for 3 years.
one of our employees is standing by me. He's like, "What are you talking about?" Don't worry about it. But that
She
guy
throws
turns
scrambled
out that
eggs
guy
off
is
the-
like a social media prank
Oh.
caller or whatever. So he
Oh.
records all of them and then posts them all over the internet.
Oh.
So you got to be kind of careful what you say.
That's true.
but
I've
yeah.
learned that. That's why she's the front piece because, man,
yeah.
I've said, have you guys ever had to throw someone out?
Not
I don't
yet.
think so. Thankfully.
Yeah, I had to one time at the last place. And I mean, it was just, we were in the weeds, man.
Well, you
and-
connected to a bar, so that kind of
Working- yeah.
yeah would leave you open for.
But this guy was just hawk-eyeing me like every move I made. And I'm like, dude, your pizza's coming out, I swear.
Right.
And eventually I said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, see,
And he was like,
He was being.
can I get my
unruly.
pizza first?
No.
And my buddy was walking around the corner at the time, and he handed him the pizza. He laughed, but he went and
Well,
reviewed
he Google
us,
reviewed you.
Okay.
Yeah,
gave us a 3-star.
he got a 3.
That yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a win.
Hey, the guy's an
Honestly.
asshole, but his
Yeah.
pizza's good.
I'll take it.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
That's
No,
your
that's-
worth 2 stars.
3. That was 3.
No, but
Yeah, yeah.
okay, you're right.
He gave me 3.
I'm in charge of the accounting,
Oh.
and that's my math.
Mhm.
That's the worst is when
Exactly.
people everybody these days they go straight to the internet. Like they won't say anything to your face and then they'll go to Google reviews or Yelp and give you a 1 star and say whatever they want. So it's like it's tough cuz you have to I feel like most business owners are like I want to give you a piece of my mind, but I know if I do
I know.
you're going straight to Google and then I have to deal with Google trying to get it removed.
For sure. I'm much more. This was years ago. I'm much.
Yeah.
Well, we were
calmer.
talking about that the other day, though. We saw reading like a review for like a place down the street from us, and the review said this was like great restaurant, great atmosphere. Like they have nice cold beer. This is my favorite place in Columbus. 4 stars.
What
Like
was wrong?
what?
What
What's
was
the
wrong?
math on
Yeah.
your
Right.
favorite place in
A
Columbus?
4 is almost worse than a 1.
Well, right.
in
Well, it's
that
like,
way.
what did
To
we
me.
do wrong?
But then we got one like recently, and they were like, I go around the country. I was staying at the hotel, tried this place. I try every mom and pop everywhere. This is like at least a 9 out of 10, 5 stars. I was like, oh shit, the math works.
Yeah, 9 out of
The math
10.
clicks. It's
Yes,
good for that.
yes.
Yeah. But then the place that's like,
the
that's
best.
yeah.
Look,
stars.
everyone, like,
What?
you guys are.
What's the scale?
You guys defend your restaurant. We defend. I mean, it's just the way we are, man. I mean,
Yeah.
about that. When you see that kind of review, you're just like,
It's hard.
because you know you're giving you're sweating in there.
Right.
I think
you're
people
getting everything.
forget that there's maybe people behind it that are reading it, and it can be hard for somebody to tell you,
Or
know.
they think that person isn't there and they weren't the one serving you.
Right,
So
right.
that-
But I
yeah.
work the front, so
Right.
usually if there's a
Yeah.
front issue, it's something with me.
Right.
And the ones that are true, I try to be like, you're right, I fucked that up,
I mean,
and try
we-
to But
yeah.
sometimes you get some that are really off the ball, and those are the ones that'll that kind of be irritating.
Yeah, we had a DoorDash driver review us.
Oh,
Like trying to get free shit. We were like, man, this is...
yeah.
We looked it up. We found the name. We matched it up. They try to trick you.
My favorite was when the fire was happening at the shop, somebody gave us a 1-star for not answering the phone.
Yeah.
And I think I replied like, bro, it is a pile of rubbish upon my table.
Yeah,
I apologize.
I'm sorry,
We
I will
were
send the
literally on fire.
messenger pigeon is on the way to take your order. But they were cool. They deleted it. But I was like, oh, really? Like right now while I'm
Yeah, about a
coping?
year after we were in there, we had a fire. It was just no one was there. It happened at night. It was our hot water heater caught on fire, and I remember it was a Friday. Man, I went in to like get ready, just see if we needed anything for the day, and I was like, what? It looked real dark in there, and like I saw like the light covers were not melted, but like just broken, and I'm like, what happened? And then I turned around, I saw the hot water heater. It was like an explosion on the wall. I'm like,
sheesh.
and the first thing I thought was, how can I clean this up and get open?
Yeah, how can I
And then I had to come to the realization that's not happening. Man. We were closed for 8 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. And one of the dudes that works for me, he's a great dude, Miller. He's a part-time firefighter, and I called him first. I'm like, dude,
What do I do?
Help.
look at this. Yeah. He's like, you got to call the 911 and
Get him out.
yeah. They sent this dude over. He was cool, man. He was like a fire cop. He had he came over with a gun and a bat and like everything. But he was like, he worked for the fire department. I never knew that happened.
Hmm.
They had those guys.
He's gonna shoot out the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. He accidentally walked into our neighbors, and the guy said, "No guns," and he's like, "Oh my god." Yeah,
Well,
that sucked, man. That fire sucked.
hey, but you're back open.
We're back open. Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It could always
Yeah.
be worse.
Yeah, it could.
Everything.
It was
Somebody could've been
scary because had only been open a year at that point. It's scary.
Yeah.
Like people will kind of joke like, "Oh, fire!" I bet that worked out. Like, man, I mean, it did. But when you're in it in the moment, you don't know it's going to work
Right.
out. You're talking with an insurance company that wants so much stuff. The detective, all the people that are being contracted by the insurance company, and then. Even when they're like, we'll pay for repairs up to 6 months or whatever, but it goes longer than that because you got to get the permits from Columbus. The contractors are taking their time.
What about loss of revenue and
Loss of revenue. Are you going to have employees when you come back?
right?
It's a lot of stress. Even if somebody says it'll all be taken care of, like until
Heard
it's all
that-
taken
heard-
care of,
heard that before.
it ain't all
Yeah.
taken care of.
Plus, they're saying, "Oh, you'll be back in 3 months," or
It was
and
not.
It's like another month.
Nope.
Another month.
Yeah.
It was a lot longer.
And how much stuff? Yeah, how much stuff will you get back? It was, it ended up being good. We were able to get all new equipment, get the place redone.
Well, not really all new equipment.
Not all new, but
Hopefully, a
took-
new water
you know what they
heater.
did? Yeah, new water. heater.
Yeah.
Exactly. They loaded everything in a truck, took it off site, and they cleaned it all like professionally inside and out. That was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
yeah,
But yeah,
it was scary.
even the TVs, they were like, "There's only one that doesn't work." I was like, pretty good.
Yeah,
But when they took everything off the wall, all the pictures and stuff, we have a lot of art that our customers
yeah,
made for us,
yes,
and we hang up in the lobby, and but you could see the smoke like ring around the.
Well, now
Yeah.
it's like super unique because I mean, not that it's good that it brings you back to that time, but it's like, hey, this
The art,
survived,
yeah.
we're surviving.
For sure.
yeah. Well, the other fear is, will people remember you? Because the
Right.
way the food scene is, there's always you always got to be doing something in the mix. So
Right.
if you're out for 8 months, you don't want to. If you are too quiet reopening, like, is anybody going to care?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like if you're quiet on social media for a week, they forget you.
Oh, I feel like
For
we've
sure.
died if I forget to post for 3. Yeah, it feels that
Yeah.
way. Like if we don't get a reshare like every day, I'm like, oh, what am I doing
Yeah.
wrong? Are we?
I lay
Is
in
this
bed
the
awake
end?
at night and I'm like, I didn't post anything on the story.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, next week's gonna be terrible.
Man.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother stress in the restaurant now because then she handles that, and I hear the stress from her, but.
I feel like nowadays running a restaurant's probably a little maybe different. I mean, like now you have to constantly be doing something on that side
constantly in
Yeah.
there.
that maybe restaurants didn't have to do before social media and all that.
Yeah. Well, and the way I explain it to a lot of people, I'm like, everybody knows what McDonald's is.
Yes.
Like, have you ever seen McDonald's on TV or a billboard or constantly advertising? Like, they don't have to advertise because everyone knows what McDonald's is. They still spend millions and millions and millions of dollars a year just blasting your phone, your TV, anywhere you drive, you see McDonald's. I'm like, it's that much harder for any small business to outcompete those big places, you know, that are constantly reminding everybody about their product, you know. And so, like, for us doing burgers or any, you know, small pizza shop like that, trying to, with the smaller budgets that we have, compete with all of those people that are, you know, they're just throwing money at marketing and everything.
Well, that's why I think a lot of smaller businesses don't even try to go down that avenue, because like, we can't even compete. It's intimidating. But you need to put yourself out there. You need to be visible in some aspect, and
I'll feel like we've done so much, like something will blow up real big. You're getting so much likes, engagement, and then, you know, we'll go out somewhere and we'll be like, we own Black Dog. We'll be here and they'll be like, whoa, never heard of it. And I'm like, oh man, it feels like you're like, how many
stab to the heart,
right? Like, oh, you get, you know, 1,000 on something, but it's like there's so much people, and it can be, you know, you're like, but also it's exciting to know there's all that to be reached.
Well, right. It's people that haven't heard yet, and now you have, and once you come in once, and now.
Right.
We say you're now part of the cult. And,
but it always feels, you know, always Sisyphus rolling that stone up the hill. Like, gee, like I feel like I could be doing this for years and they'll still be like, my favorite though is when they're like, you know, not that this happens a lot, but, I went to Black Dog and it didn't live up to the hype. And the hype?
So you tell me there's hype?
Yeah. Well, there's one in the pizza group right now. Like, what's a place that everybody seems to love, but you don't? And it's got like 300 comments. And there's one in there that's like, Black Dog, I know everybody. And I commented like, oh, thank you. I'm just happy to be invited. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because like you were saying about McDonald's, it's like how many people go to McDonald's and they mess your order up?
But you're going to go back tomorrow.
Yeah. And you go back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you don't give it a 1-star review.
Never. Never. Isn't that crazy? I hate that, man.
It's cool though. It can go both ways though. Like sometimes you get so much positive coming forward that you think that you've got everything, you know.
Dude, I love Dublin. Our customers are amazing in Dublin, man. Yeah, they really supported us when we came back too, and just it was like we never missed a beat, honestly.
It's a quiet area up here. Like we maybe not like get talked about as much as places downtown, but they show up like when it's time to do any kind of voting or marketing thing. Like, you know, the customer, like we've got a kind of cult fan base up here that will show up for those kind of things. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of fun.
That's one of the things we like realized is that people love something that's real. Like even going back to like the McDonald's marketing, they can blast it all over your face and people just scroll by, you know, but a lot of the marketing that we do and talking to other, you know, small business entrepreneurs in the city, it's the same thing where it's like people love that you guys are a small, real pizza shop in their neighborhood, you know, and they can relate to that. And it's, you know, I found a lot of people that have that like entrepreneur drive in them that just don't take the leap, but they just want to see somebody else do it. Yeah. They're like, wow, it's so cool that those guys are actually doing it. And they had a fire and they came back and they're still doing it. You know?
Well, and I think they like to know they have a direct end too, whether something be wrong or they want to have, you know, the hookup for an event or anything. They like knowing that they have a direct line. And I think that's one thing we try to go very hard on, because we're never going to be able to afford marketing like McDonald's. I mean, maybe one day, but not anytime soon. So I really try to lean hard into, you know, this is us. It's not like Chat GPT posts. It's not like it is me. If you're irate, you're talking to me. If you're happy, you're, you know, laying it on me, us, you know, Nick by proxy when I read them to you.
I said, don't read me anything. Yeah. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing.
So they feel like they have direct access and they can kind of feel like it is their restaurant. You know, they can be assured if
it's probably like seeing you guys in the food truck and now you guys got a spot. People are probably like, oh, man,
the same
I know those guys.
Yeah. That's why we do this.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like we're the same people that are at the restaurant. This is our off time, but we try to be as like transparent, and we're like the same. We're the same people.
Yeah.
Him and Cole are always up front
to be accessible.
And it's just the same It's the same. It's not like there's robots in the back making the food. It's us making the food.
Yeah.
The other day when I went in, and your burgers are great. We loved them. And this podcast is great for Columbus food, I believe, man. I just wanted to tell you guys that. You guys are doing a good job.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah, there's not another one like it. But anyway, when I went in, Cole, he was like, "Oh, you've been talking to Jared on." So, and I'm like, "No, that's Jess."
Both you guys were like,
We
"That's
were-
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, but yeah,
Oh, the sidekicks are talking to each other.
I liked it.
No, it's I think for us that's just what we have to lean hard on.
Authenticity.
This is your neighborhood restaurant. You know us. If the neighbors, the Shannon Heights behind us or Riverside Green across the river, like if you guys have something going on, come to us and we'll support it.
Right,
and they know they
right.
have that. Yeah.
Right. Don't go to some big chain to get your food. Come
For sure.
Right. And
come try to
and
support
we'll
us.
give it back, and we
Right.
do.
Mhm.
We do, and that works for us because we can't do quite the level. Like I don't have quite the training that you do in some of the stuff. Mine's all been more, I guess, kind of guerrilla social media. I'm not really good at the graphics and all that, so you have to just.
I learned it all on Google and YouTube.
Oh, gee, I don't have the ADHD. No, so I just try to make us accessible and to the kind of share a transparency that maybe a lot of restaurants don't or aren't comfortable with.
The amount of people that come in and when she's not there and say, "Oh, is Jessica here?" We talked to her on Facebook.
Door Dashers
Yeah,
looking for
yeah.
my head. Is what it is.
But yeah, no, she gets us out there.
Yeah, and then you guys do the actual hard work in the kitchen, like actually working and cooking the food.
It's like you guys said though, man. We're always trying to develop the
Right.
the best thing. Like
Yeah.
It's never going to be.
It's not-
It's never going to be done. We're never going to settle for what we have now.
no,
We tell our guys that all the time. It's like we'll be doing one thing this way up until a point where we're
oh
like,
my god,
I don't like it anymore
Mhm.
because I just figured out a better way. So now we're
Right.
going to change it. And they're like, well, what's wrong this way?
yeah.
Like, I'll explain it to you, but
This is how we're going
erase that from your brain. This way's way better. This is how we're going to start doing it now.
Every
Yeah.
week,
You
man.
But it's like every
week.
single thing has to constantly be like that to be the most efficient as possible. And it's,
It shows you're always learning.
yeah.
Yeah,
And like for us, like the speed it takes for somebody to put in an order to get their food, like we want to be as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And if it's something that takes an extra 10 seconds, where your employees might be like, well, it doesn't take that long. We're like, yeah, but when you have 50 orders
Mm-hmm.
and it starts compounding and you're wasting time doing one little thing, X that out and be as efficient as possible.
yeah. What something you guys probably found this out too, but to write the recipes so everyone can understand them, to be efficient. It's like you have to do it a certain way because
Well, right, and you have to do that every time, not just when
Every
you're busy. If you only do it when you're busy, when you're slow, if you're doing it the wrong way, then when you get busy, it's like, what's
Yeah.
going on? No,
It can fall apart.
we put these systems in place for a reason,
right.
and we have to practice them when we're slow. Everyone man your station when we're slow, because if you're doing my job when you're slow, you're going to try to do my job when you're busy. And
Yeah.
Totally, man.
We don't
Yeah.
Just
we don't
had
need
that
that.
talk.
No, the
Yeah.
stuff we have for rushes has to be a totally different, almost a different. I don't want to say routine, but it has to be a different set of systems during
Yeah,
rush.
like a different flow.
Like
almost.
you're on like army mode then,
Right.
basically. Chain of command. This person does that. Like that's it.
All right.
You can't really free flow because Friday nights at a pizza shop or a Saturday night. Yeah, it's the
Valentine's
trenches.
Day was
The
ridiculous.
trenches.
That's
yeah.
good though. That's good.
It was
But
great.
It's
it was
good,
great,
but it can be. It's
we don't want to make
harrowing.
people upset.
I
you
do
know.
feel like when one person wants pizza, everybody wants pizza.
Everybody, yeah.
Like Super Bowl.
Yep. Oh
Probably
yeah.
pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
But Valentine's was busier than Super Bowl.
Valentine's was our busiest day.
It was our
ever.
busiest day
Let's
we've ever had.
go.
Yeah, it was
Yes, sir.
it was insane, and it went well, but it could be stressful,
It was stressful.
in the moment.
It was stressful.
But then you get good feedback, and you're like, "Oh, let's do it again." It's
But-
its own
but it-
kind of drug sometimes.
But if it wasn't stressful, you'd be like, "What the hell were we doing wrong?
Mhm.
Why weren't we busy? We were supposed to be
Yeah.
For
busy."
sure.
it only feels good when it's stressful, and then especially if you nail it, and then you're like,
and then when
"I
it's
want to
over.
do this every day."
Yeah.
But then when you're in the middle of it, it is definitely like,
And
You know.
one of the things our landlord told us, he's been in the restaurant industry for a long time, and he was like, restaurants suck when you're slow. and they suck when you're busy.
That's true.
He's like,
Yeah.
he said, when you're a slow restaurant, all you want is to be super busy all the time. And then you get there and you're like, that sucks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
just
No,
a
that's the
happy
best.
medium.
That's the best thing, man. Yeah. And you always have to go, sometimes you have to reel it back and go back to just the fundamentals too. You're always trying to improve, but you also have to keep true to some of the fundamentals because it
That's
can
what got you
can
here.
get out of control too when you're that busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Pizza in Columbus is fun. It is man, like I don't know. We were talking about this on the way over. I don't know what the burger scene is like because I don't make burgers, but like the pizza scene is crazy competitive.
Oh, yeah.
There is like
There's so
stuff.
many good places.
Oh, there's like multiple Facebook groups, Instagram groups. Like the Dispatch will do a contest. The radio station is doing one. Your local, the city you're in, the regionals. It's crazy competitive.
Is there anything that you guys do, like whether it's a specialty pizza that you make that like you think is more unique that you guys do than any other place that you guys have had?
Yeah, I think our specialties in general are the main draw of our place. We have some pretty crazy ones.
Can you elaborate on some of those?
Yeah, I think like the two most popular ones. We had one right now that's like still currently on the menu because we do monthly pizzas, kind of like you guys do the burger of the week. We'll do the pizza of the month. But one that's always on, it's called the Carolina Golden Doodle because everything has to be a ridiculous dog pun.
Yes, let's go.
It is a gimmick, but it's so fun to drink
Every
beers
time
and
I
come
make
up
that
with
pizza,
them.
I'm like, ugh.
But you're at least staying on.
If I got to get rid of the dog pun, like I'm out.
Right, you're staying on brand though with that.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
ridiculously on brand. But it's like it's a barbecue chicken pizza, but it's like a kind of like a more southern like Carolina Gold barbecue. So
It's
like with
our
the
sauce
spinach.
is almost as Carolina Gold.
Right. Yeah, or like so it's more like spinach, bacon.
Is that what that sauce is?
They can't tell you.
No,
We
we
can
tell
tell
it to
you.
everyone.
I
Go
mean,
on.
Yeah.
Mayo, mustard, honey, barbecue sauce, lemon juice, black
Okay.
Oh, it's
I
dog
like
sauce
it.
now. Yeah.
dog sauce.
And so
Yacht
we took it.
sauce.
Yeah, we're taking
Yacht dog
Stole it.
It's the yacht dog, yeah.
and cut.
Yeah.
Sorry to
People-
interrupt.
So that, and then we did one, like my favorite one, which sold ridiculously well. I know I was listening to an earlier podcast you guys did, and I think maybe it was with Annie at Bite This, where you were talking about when things get, too crazy, customers aren't willing to try them. But we kind of have the opposite experience where we had like a wild ramp pizza, and they're like, I don't know what it is. Let's get
Yes.
one. Like, oh, okay. Like they're willing to be adventurous. But we had one during Halloween.
Ramps are amazing, by the way.
Yeah, we did it's like pickled ramps.
Oh yeah,
I don't
just
remember.
eat them by themselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then there's like
Okay.
a sauce. What with Urfa Biber pepper
Yeah.
after, and then there's some kind of like I don't remember what it is, like a green tomatillo sauce that we dip it in.
I give her a lot of ideas, and I never can. I try to perfect it too much, and then she eventually comes in and just takes
File them.
takes it over.
I take the credit for that.
Because I'm like, I don't know, I don't like with the one you're about to talk about.
Oh
the
yeah,
brisket.
no,
Yeah.
the brisket one. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like a barbecue base with cheese, but then it's brisket, pineapple, jalapeno.
I was
what else is
trying,
on this
man,
thing?
A brisket pizza. And
Oh,
she
there's like a
came in and
maple
was like,
sriracha, like after drizzle. It sounds like a
yes.
hot mess, but it's so good. It was like the best selling.
Oh, and we have one right here for us.
Insane. Yeah. Here you go. But I haven't seen anywhere
I
else
wish I
do
could
anything
do
like that because, like who's going to do maple, sriracha, pineapple is
Brisket.
like the
on a pizza.
That
yeah.
sounds fire.
Pineapple's like heresy.
Oh yeah.
If
But you got to just do it right. Like
This guy doesn't even like it on our burgers.
No, well,
we
we put pineapple on one of our burgers, and
I'm very pro pineapple, by the way.
Are you?
Do you have
No,
Yeah.
yeah. We don't get into politics, but I am pro pineapple.
Sure. Do you have an anchovy pizza yet? Or an anchovy burger? I
No.
mean, Yeah,
That's where we draw the line.
I like them. Well, that's the thing. Most people, but they'll try it because there's so much crazy stuff on it, and it comes together somehow.
This brisket pizza came together beautifully.
It was good.
It was
yeah,
good.
it did
Yeah.
phenomenal. So good that I was like, we're not going to run it forever. It's just gonna.
well, you got to
You
create.
gotta make it special.
Like I said this to Annie, you have to create your own demand at some point, and like
Mhm.
make it like they're going to be watching your page now for when you have that on again, so they
Yeah.
can come back and try it.
It's like what we call like a competition. We do like a lot of pizza competitions, and it's one we would probably.
I don't know about a lot, but we've done a couple.
My pile of trophies says other. No, we would.
Oh,
The trophy wall.
Yeah. No, it does. It's definitely like one we would put out
Self-made.
there. Yeah. So
what is one of your favorites that you've created?
Man, you know what? When I was at the last pizza shop, Zuko's is what it was called. It was the dudes from the Hilliard Derby baseball team, the coaches. They'd always come in and they ordered this pizza, and they'd always say, he'd just walk by the window as I was standing there, and he'd say, "Give me a large double cheese, double sauce, double pep." And I was like,
yeah.
And so we
that's
called
the
it
moneymaker.
there. We called it the triple double. Baseball,
Yeah,
double entendre.
Yeah.
But here we call it the Black Dog, and I love that pizza, man. It's just so good. I don't know. Here we do both kinds of peps.
Yeah.
There we didn't do. We only did the one.
We
But
do. We got the Eat So traditional,
And it's just
then
stacked with
the
Peps
cup and yeah.
Do you
Top
find
of jar, old
is it
world.
tough to put a lot of toppings on a New York slice because it's
Yes.
so thin?
I hate that. Honestly, I'll be honest. I hate when New York has a lot of toppings because it's not what it should be.
All right, you got to be able
Yeah.
to eat it and not with a fork and knife.
Without a doubt, yeah.
One of my Army buddies way back in the day, he's from New York, Staten Island, and we were stationed in Washington, Fort Lewis, and we'd go to these pizza places in the Pacific Northwest, and he's like, just give me a slice. And they're like, yeah, a slice of what?
Yeah.
Just a slice.
Cheese.
Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Just give me a slice. And every single plate, he had to have this argument. I'm like, dude, nobody here knows what you're talking about. But he always just wanted a slice of cheese. And
Absolutely.
That's
Well,
what he
that's
would
like
try
the-
first.
That's
but-
like the New
I
York.
love that.
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
New York
That makes me
tradition.
feel good.
You're walking through like downtown Manhattan and you just get
Yeah, you just
big
grab a
dollar
slice and-
and
Yeah. Cheese or pep,
fold it
man.
and crunch
I mean,
it in.
yeah. Do
Yeah.
I need a plate? No.
Yep.
But that's our difference too. I love the New York style. Is like that's my favorite. But you're more Columbus style.
No, I'm not. Honestly,
Midwestern
I really learned
Columbus.
about the New York dough, and like I remember this when we first opened. This guy came in. I'm from New York. You get that a lot,
Mhm.
Now, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, one star on the way.
And I was
Right,
like,
it goes.
I don't know what it
all
was.
ends of the spectrum. They're either like, this is like my nana made for me, back in the day when we first came to New York. It's amazing. Or then you're like, it's not even.
This
close
is nothing
to
like it.
Yeah, right. I'm like, you know what? Is the checkbook balanced? I don't think.
I
Is
love
it good? And yeah, we're good.
I love the guys from New York, but you know what I said is I don't know why I said this day, but I said, how many times have you made New York pizza dough, man? He's like, 3. I'm like,
Here we
"Yeah,
are.
3 times yesterday,
Right,
bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, no.
Like I'm like that. I think
They'll
I'm
make
more of
3
a
batches
the
of it.
expert,
Right.
right, for sure.
But they all want to talk. They all want to hear themselves talk.
Yeah, for
until
sure.
they're wrong, and
I
then
only
they just
said that
stop
once.
talking.
I like it though. I mean, you there
I
is
was like,
Keep saying it.
there
You're
is
all
stuff
right.
to be learned from that though. I mean,
Well, right, yeah,
you know,
take it into
yeah.
consideration, but
No,
only so
100%.
far.
and some of a lot of those people I find too, they just like to talk about their experience. Sometimes
do,
that's their
yeah.
way. They like to feel, like they have a shared knowledge of something, and sometimes they might come at it in the way a lot of people do, where they're kind of socially awkward and not really.
Right.
And so I try to, when people are like that, I try to look at it more as they're like just trying to talk about something they really are passionate about,
Right,
like we are,
Well, and one of the things, like with our burgers of the week, we have all of our loyal customers who come in weekly.
Yeah.
And they'll find stuff on social media and they'll be like, I've been saving this for you.
Yeah.
Check this out. Or I tried
Oh,
this at
yeah.
this
Yep.
place. Like, what do you think about this? And it's cool because people that don't have any restaurant experience or understand like what our kitchen even looks like, what like we can do and what we can't do.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh, you should do this. And I'm like, here's why we can't do that and why
Mhm.
we are never going to do that. But it's cool because we can have those conversations with people and be like, I like this. That's never going to happen. We could do this. And,
Yeah.
we kind of almost collab with our customers.
It does.
For
Stretches
sure.
my
On,
brain
like,
to
on
think, like,
ideas.
could we do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if that's how most of our burgers of the week, it's like one of us or our employees is like, hey, let's try this and we'll try it. And sometimes we're like, it's a shot in the dark. We're like, this is not a good idea. And then we eat it and we're like, oh, fuck, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let me
Let's
ask
go
you
with it.
something. Do you to think of something every week is like that's a kind of a Herculean task. Do you guys like have it like planned way out, or you just
Yeah.
like seat of your pants kind of?
We're pretty far out right now. We schedule, I think, 2 days before the new week.
No, it's not far. Like, so this,
Honestly, yeah.
It's chaos.
I mean, you're trying
Way
stuff
more put
though, all the
together.
way. Like
Yeah.
if you have something a month from now, we're working on it now. Maybe.
well, we don't always like do brand new ones. It's like sometimes the
Where
best
you run.
sellers, we'll bring them back.
Yeah.
like this way.
And I don't know, we've done probably like 18, 19 now.
Yeah. And I think we've only repeated like 4 or 5.
Yeah. But some of them, it's like the
are backed by popular demand.
Yeah. Or like some of them, like the chimichurri one, we brought that one back just because we love it.
Yeah.
The people who love chimichurri, I think I talked about this last episode. People who love chimichurri, love that, and they're like, please put this on the menu all the time. Like it doesn't sell.
We're not selling enough of them, but everyone that eats it, oh my gosh, it's so fresh. It's bright,
and sometimes that buzz is enough too.
I think one of these weeks we got to do buy any burger, get a free chimichurri burger.
Oh no!
Just to make them try it.
I like to force it upon them.
Like, just try it.
I like that.
But when people order that burger, you walk out into the dining room, like from the kitchen, you could smell like the fresh garlic.
Yeah. Wow.
The all the herbs. It's just it's so aromatic and it's delicious, and it's crazy that it works on a burger.
Mm-hmm.
But our burger is the perfect vessel for literally any toppings, and we've put everything from pineapple to pulled pork to chimichurri.
Yeah.
I could see pineapple riding on that burger, man. It's just.
We did a pickled pineapple on a teriyaki burger.
Oh, that's good.
But it was like, it got you, like pineapple already gets you.
It was
back
like
here,
eating a warhead.
But it was good. It was
That's
good.
the best way to describe it, where you're like, whoa. It was really good. I think it'd be fantastic in some rum. Some coconut rum. But
for summer. Yeah, that's the fun of pizza too. You can kind of translate anything and then, just kind of, change it up to be a little different than, I don't like making any pizzas too literal. Like sometimes some of the I know crab rangoon's like a popular one. Some places will get like too literal with it, and it's like, it could be fun if you, change up an ingredient or so to kind of make it. Oh, like with the corned beef one we'll be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like corned beef sauerkraut. Like, yeah, you could do that, or we could do Brussels.
Yeah.
Instead of
on a rye crust.
Yep, or a sesame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we did. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to experiment with.
Is that coming for St. Patty's Day?
That's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can't. It's Dublin. They're like.
In
yeah.
Dublin. Yes.
In Dublin. Yeah.
You know what we were doing for Valentine's is cutting the pizzas in hearts, and we were like, well, let's cut these into shamrocks. And I'm like,
we'll have to. Yeah.
You just need a giant cookie mold.
That's what we did for hearts. Yeah.
It was still a pain in the ass. I'll be honest.
But bro, Miller's biceps or his triceps
That's
are
true.
from stamping them down. So
he was so pissed at the end of Valentine's Day. He's like, "Can we not do these anymore?"
100 heart pizzas, yeah.
Yep. Not doing them again until next year.
Exactly.
We've had a lot of people ask us like if we could do like sliders. We're like, the way we make our burgers, it would be impossible.
Like mini smash burgers? Yeah. Oh.
But they're already like thin, like you can't.
We'd
have to smash a quarter-size puck to make it a slider.
Yeah, so we only use 2.5 ounces of beef per patty, and we smash them as thin as we can.
I saw that video. That was
awesome. You're trying to make something this big, it'd be like less than an ounce of beef. So that gives you like
we need 7
half
griddles.
a second
like
on
a smash burger crisp. Yeah.
You'd put it on the griddle and flip it and like rip it off, or else it'd be.
Yeah. At what point are they like a smash
chip.
Burger chips? Yeah.
Well, we have the Buddy LT on the secret menu. So we cut the patty in half.
How is it secret? If you
we
don't have that many listeners.
Well, but also we won't.
All three of us are going to be lined up.
We won't do it when we're busy because it takes up way too much room on the griddle. But half of that patty, we'll smash it into 2 different patties, so it's thin and crispy like bacon with our tot seasoning that's a little more salty. And if you didn't know that there wasn't bacon on there, you wouldn't.
And then, like the heart pizzas, you have to charge more for less amount of. It's just the golden rule of.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a few people that come in and order them, but not very many. People don't know about it.
So how'd you guys figure out how to make that? I mean, I watched a video you guys. It might have been from in the food truck, but dude, that looks awesome, man. I never really.
So the quick backstory is everybody on Instagram was making smash burgers because they had Blackstones. And I was sitting at home on my off time, and I was like, man, everybody's making these. I got a Blackstone. I want to try to make them. So we made, I was working with Cole in a different job, and we had a couple cookouts here, I think 2 or 3, and just cooking them on our Blackstone and trying it out. We're like, these are fantastic. And then we hated our job enough that we were on the phone. We're like, let's quit our job and just go try to sell them.
Wow.
And neither one of us have any background in anything restaurant related.
But I mean, that's a lot of it, isn't it? Like, can you just take it and run with the ball until, it till the wheels fall off of it? Just do the thing.
It's scary too, because you're like, I think this is really good. I think a lot of things are great that most people are like, you're weird.
Mm-hmm.
But, and you're family and friends are like, yeah, these
Yeah,
are
of
good.
course they
They're
will.
good burgers. I'm like, I used to get like 3rd-pound Angus Costco frozen patties and make them on a barbecue. And everyone's like, oh, it's a great burger.
Yeah.
Now I know they're all lying. I know what a good burger
Well,
is.
that's when we opened. Our biggest fear was like nobody's going to show up. I mean, we ended up having the opposite problem where we over marketed it, and then the expectations were so high, but it evened out. But yeah, you're like, what if you start this new food place, and good or not, what if just nobody ever hears about it, nobody shows
You guys
up?
were
It's
confident in
scary.
your food, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were like, these are really good, and that's why we started in a food truck, because we always wanted to go to a brick and mortar, but we're like, let's start in a food truck. We can just drive around and find places to sell them and test the market and see if people like them. And Cole and I sold 25,000 burgers our first year, just him and I.
Wow.
Sheesh.
And
That's incredible.
yeah, we were.
Is that like a
we were
third of what
busy.
you eat a year?
Pretty close.
Smash
Pretty
burger.
close.
Yeah, we wish that we would have kept tally of how many burgers we eat. Cole's doing it this year.
How
Keeping
many?
track.
He's on, like-
I think he's in the 50s.
Yeah, he's on
already.
over 50 burgers already.
Nice.
Just this
One a
year.
day.
Yeah, his goal was 300, but I think he's going to be like 500 or 600. He's putting them back.
Cardiologists love this one cool trick.
Yeah.
Do you guys still have the truck?
No, we sold it.
You don't.
So we were thinking about keeping it, but if our location had an actual parking lot where we could store it,
Yeah.
it would have been different. But we don't have literally any parking,
Yeah.
so we would have to keep it at a commissary. It would have cost us about $1,000 a month to keep it up and licensed and fully running in case we wanted to use it. And at that point, it was October. No, I think it was September. We had somebody that wanted to buy it, and we hadn't even listed it. We actually canceled an event, and the guy's like, "Hey, if you guys open a restaurant, if you're selling that, I know somebody who probably wants it." And they want to start. They're, I think, about to open a smash burger food truck pretty soon here.
Especially going into the slow season. It's like, well, you could just rip that Band-Aid off now, or
If somebody wants to give you full price, sell it, because 6 months from now, nobody might be looking for a food truck, and then you're stuck with it.
I don't think it ever occurred to us to start slow
Rip the
like
Band-Aid.
that. Yeah, well, to
Start small.
not start slow, because that's a huge, but like, yeah, to kind of,
Well, pizza in a food truck's a little different.
yeah, we would not have room.
I just see a food
At
truck,
all.
man. I know the guy's gonna sell soon, or he's maybe already trying. But I would love to just put a Black Dog wrap on that. But I don't know if that's going backwards.
Oh yeah.
well, if you
Take
could
a food
use
truck
it, if
from
you
a
could
brick-
use it
It'd be good
and
for
you could
events.
staff it, then
Yeah.
it definitely would be a great marketing tool as well.
For sure,
Because it's not
billboard.
just like you go everywhere. I mean, Roosters has food trucks,
Mm-hmm.
and they have how many locations do they have?
For sure.
But
I would say mini pizzas.
my road rage stops me from it's the getting to the place and the
She wouldn't be driving this shit.
That's
Oh, yeah. That is very
I
scary
could.
going to food trucks. Like when we were driving around, we had my pickup truck in our food trailer behind it. And when you're driving, it's like, if anybody takes this thing out, our business is done.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
dude.
And we quit our 6-figure jobs to do this. And so I was like,
Yeah, like if I turn
Driving
too
all the
hard, is
time.
our salad station prep like that's it? It's
Oh,
cooked.
you have to bolt
gone.
everything down.
your
Make sure your
fridge,
refrigeration.
you don't,
Make sure your
You do.
fridges are locked. I had an Italian food truck for 2.5 years,
Oh, okay.
and there were times where I forgot to lock the fridge, and now you have 5 gallons of bolognese sauce or 5 gallons of marinara. And it's in the wintertime with a diamond plate metal floor, and I get back to the food lab where I housed it, and I have to heat up the floor somehow to be able to get this sauce off the floor.
and that's your whole week's prep.
And there's
Oh
and now I have to cancel the
yeah.
gig tomorrow because you can't make bolognese sauce overnight. You can't make lasagna overnight, and
Wow.
And hypothetically, you can't drink while you're working. Hypothetically, if you were,
Yeah. So
Hypothet-
doing that sober would just be terrible.
yeah,
Right.
No, but that's how you would do it, of course.
Nah, man. Food business.
I kid.
We stay straight.
yeah,
Definitely.
oh yeah.
No, man. I just wondered if because that is something like, yeah, I didn't know if you guys still had the truck.
But even having a brick and mortar where you could do all your prep at,
yeah.
and then you could just
Oh.
send the
Can you
truck
park
out.
a truck where you're at
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
back?
Choropan does.
Yeah,
The
so you
place
could,
next to us.
Yeah, I've seen that truck back
That would
there.
be-
That's
Yeah.
not the place what I'm talking about.
but it would.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we got a sound effect for that.
No.
No, but like,
Edit that, edit
like even
that.
having a brick and mortar where you could do all your prep or have like your your workers doing the prep, and then you send someone out on it, and then you bring all the dishes back.
For sure.
Oh my God, Joel, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry, but what are tenant laws? Like, if you just don't ever leave the truck, is it like tenant laws in Columbus where like, well, all her clothes are in there.
You know what?
You can't evict her.
Oh, jeez.
You guys parked at the food fort?
Yeah, 1400.
My buddy had a truck there, and
Who's
he
that?
got ganked from the lot. Travis from Sweet Teas. You ever remember that truck?
We were at
Somebody
the Food
stole
Lab.
Oh, Food Lab.
On Dublin
Oh.
Road.
Yeah.
Oh, on Dublin Road. My bad.
Yeah, Food Fort, I think, is a different one.
Yeah, that's a different one. Never mind.
Yeah,
Wow, that would be bad.
Yeah, dude.
Was it a truck or a
They
trailer?
ganked everything out.
It's a truck.
They stripped it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. That's another thing you got to worry about.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, food trucking is like a whole nother animal. And I tell people a lot whenever I'm talking about it, it's like you have to be able to cook a really good product and sell it. So you have to be one, good in the kitchen, one, good at marketing. You also have to be an electrician, a plumber, a mechanic. You have to know how to drive a trailer
And be
or a food
consistent at
truck.
all of it, no matter where you're at, when.
And scheduling, logistics, and it's like at least in the restaurant, like all you have to do, like your marketing is just convincing people to come to you, and then everything's pretty much in-house and handled in-house, and like no restaurant equipment is made to drive down the road at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like we were going to an event out in Plain City, and a semi-truck tire exploded. And the tire went underneath my truck, right down the center of our trailer, and ripped out all of our plumbing for our gray water.
Oh my God.
So we didn't know, but we get there, and I was like, "What? There's water leaking everywhere." Like, sweet, don't have to drain the gray water tonight. Sorry for the Tesla behind us that just got nailed to freeze. But then it means the next morning I'm going to Home Depot or Ace Hardware, and I'm rebuilding all of the plumbing so we can go do our next event.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You know, and it's just constant. You know, you have a flat tire. That's where I think trailers are way better than food trucks, because if your pickup truck ever dies or your engine blows or anything happens, you can go to U-Haul or Home Depot, get a pickup truck, hook up your trailer, and go.
Yeah,
You're not missing events. If it's an actual food truck and something goes wrong, it's like you're missing an event.
Zero
that could
revenue.
be, you know, that could be $2,000-$3,000 that you're missing because the
Plus
battery's dead.
You never know who's going to be at that event. And
Yeah.
man.
And that's
that's hard.
we have people ask too, like talking about food truck, which is kind of another location. Like if we'd get another location, but
You guys are going to get another one.
Location?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he
Right next to you
wants
guys.
to. I'm not
That'd be great.
Oh no,
I'd love
nothing
that.
would ever get done.
Yeah.
We would.
Garage shit out of it.
Yeah, me, you, and the barley bin.
Oh no.
No doubt.
With the rail is just like a catching strays every time that the bar.
They'd be like, get off our property.
I want to be just a destination place. If anything, just get a place that's a little bigger with some seating. But I know we've kind of talked about
Do you guys
like
have
if we
any
could.
seating where you're at?
We have. It is not Smith and Walensky's by any means. It is a very cozy area. We have like a 4-top, a 2-top, some nice 4-tops outside. But I mean, you know, if you're
We're
somebody,
a pizza delivery pickup.
it's a Delco, yeah.
For the most part.
There are people that like are very insistent. They want to eat it right out the oven, which I like because that's when it's best.
Right.
So we do have seating, but it's definitely like a tiny,
Very limited.
very extremely limited.
Right.
I mean, you're sitting out there maybe with the Door Dashers if it's a Friday
Well,
night.
that's even like what pizza nerds they're getting frustrated about. I think they're trying to make their kitchen bigger, but they're going to have to take out a couple 4-tops or 6-tops. And I mean, sometimes if you're that busy, then you got to eat the pizza somewhere else.
You got to go to the parking lot or
Yeah. You got to produce it.
in the summer it's nice because we do have a pretty decent amount of outdoor seating, but yeah, it's small. I mean, it's what we have, and it's intimidating to think of getting a second location because
Well, right, because you guys can't be 2 places at once, and
Right.
then you're passing that off to
and
someone.
we're both
that-
pretty much always there.
And
We
Annie-
like being there. We have
I think Annie from Vitus said no one's going to care as much,
As
even
much
though
as
your
we- yeah.
employees will.
Well, right. But you still want to oversee everything. and
yes,
be
like we're
there.
blessed to have always been fully staffed. Like we've never had any of the staffing issues that people talk about. It's just never been an issue for us. But
Yet.
we also knock on wood. But
I love our employees so much.
I know. Like,
I really do,
They're
honestly,
awesome.
though.
no,
They're
but
my buddies.
it's Nick and I are one of us is always there all the time because we like to be.
Yeah, for sure.
We love being there. So the idea of having a second place, it's like, how
I'm always
can
like,
I
you gonna
take
put the
care
kids
of
to
it?
bed? I'm gonna be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, it's definitely a conversation to be had. Do we want to have a bunch of us, or do we just want to have one until we get tired of working and then we have a bunch of them?
Man, there's a pizza place, Torita's. We love. That's where I like. That's the pizza I grew up.
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
What style is that?
It's Columbus style, but
Okay.
they use all provolone cheese too.
I've seen that places. And
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
generally
against it.
considered like the best in Columbus for Columbus style.
They're the best, man. Yeah,
I'm
And
a
they just
big-
have one location.
I'm a big Granddad's fan.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think they use smoked provolone on all their pizzas.
yeah. You can when you go into a provolone shop, you can smell. It's stinky.
It's stinky. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I'm a Youngstown pizza. I'm from
are
Youngstown,
you?
so Sicilian
Here
style.
we go.
Here we go.
Airy, but it doesn't like it's not like so heavy that it's like Chicago or like deep dish style. But it's like I need the crunch, I need the soft, doughy, and just a good sauce and cheese
Yeah.
and pepperoni, and I'm good.
Yep. There's not a ton of Sicilian I mean, I guess compared to New York and Columbus style,
Right.
there's not quite so many Sicilian.
But they brought one down here and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the go-to pizza back home.
And is that the one where they put the toppings on after? What's that?
No, that's like Detroit or like
Detroit, they
or
like sauce it after.
They call it like tavern or
right?
I think it's like Ohio Valley style. They like put like raw cheese on it.
Yeah.
No.
What's the one I'm thinking of? I can't. I don't want to.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the postcast.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's great if you are a person of a certain palate.
Yeah. Something else though. I went over to Pizza Nerds actually because we love what Pizza Nerds was doing, and so I went over to get some of those cookies, man, and just say what's up. And yeah,
Those
I went
cookies-
before they were open,
those
and
cookies
Brent
are
let me
great.
in, and yeah, they were so good, man.
And
Yeah.
those people, they are so nice, and they live
Yeah.
so far away, but they're at a restaurant once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in our cult now.
Yeah.
They've joined.
That's funny. We were talking about the restaurant. You go ahead and talk about the cult.
Oh, there's
Restaurant
the cult. There's like there is the clique
The
of like
cliques.
small business owner.
We like that.
Yes.
Kind of all know each other, kind of all, look out for each other.
Well, that's
Like-
what we're trying to do with this. We're trying to like bring
Yeah.
light.
Every time you have like
Yeah.
Karis or somebody on, I'm like, oh yeah, we met them at the market.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
for us too, we're like the new kids on the block. So it's like I've never met you guys. I've had your pizza several times, but I've never met you guys, and I've never met most of the people that come on the podcast until
Yeah.
the day they're here.
Come down to
You
the
know.
basement.
It's
Yeah.
nice. I mean, you have to because you
Or
got to
I
look out for each
I
other.
Secret shop their spot.
Bro, we secret shopped your shop. Don't do that. Yeah, well, I guess you did before us.
I told Annie this. I'm like, I tell everybody, like, don't secret shop. Come in, just let me know who you are,
Yeah.
But I don't do that anywhere I go. I'm
Oh.
like, I'm a secret shopper.
I'm quiet. Yeah.
But I know because
Cole saw my
I work
hoodie.
the front
That's
all the
how I
time. So I know like when you're busy and someone comes in and they're like, "Hey, I'm so and so." It's like,
Yeah.
I'd love to talk,
Yeah,
but I'm kind of busy. I feel obligated to talk now and have this conversation. But I'm
for
like,
sure.
I got shit to do, so I'm like, I don't want to put that on anybody. So I just secret shop and then I'll Instagram message you.
As small businesses, it's like something like this podcast and bringing all of us together. You have to because the chains, the bigger places, they're not gonna help you out at all. They're gonna help out all their chains. So like you have to all look out for each other, raise each other up, bring all the best of the best up, and do what you can.
Well, we're in it. We're actually doing the work.
For
Those
sure.
Yeah.
chains, the people that own them they're not present.
No,
They're
no.
not. So you go in there and try to talk to someone, and they're like, I'm just here. I'm 18 years old. I know nothing.
I don't
about
even know who's in charge.
Right,
Yep,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Dude,
And-
I would rather eat
Is my check gonna be late?
Yeah. Smash burger any day of the week over like a Five Guys, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And
there's just-
especially with the pizza scene, I find that it's going to go one of two ways. Where like you will meet owners that will all kind of lift each other up and talk. Pizza nerds, Bazemore's ones that's really interactive in the scene, or they're not going to talk to you at all. They kind of
Yeah,
And-
cut you off.
yeah,
You're blocked.
and it can be hard because it is all your competition. But at the end of the day, like I want to be the place that wins, even supporting the competition.
Well, right, because people are always going to try other places. They're not going to.
Right.
100%.
They're
Well,
not,
and it's a city of 2 million people.
Yeah.
Right.
Growing.
There's enough
Now,
to go around.
I suppose if we weren't like, in the black, then I'd probably be more insecure about it. But we do surprisingly really well at our shop.
Look,
and
everyone.
So it's easy to,
Everyone you guys have had on, I 100% stand behind all their standards and more and ethic business. I mean, I love everything they say. And so that's just who we are.
We all think that we're alone, but we're all doing the same fucking
for
thing.
sure, man. Yeah.
Except when you said that you would not do an anchovy burger, and I was not for that.
Hey, he's the chef.
But
If you
besides
convince
that-
him,
I mean, they got to be white anchovies. They have to be certain.
I didn't even know they came in different colors. So.
The diplomacy running through your head.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I
No,
think
you guys are doing a good job though.
Karis Bears Bagels said it. A rising tide brings
Yeah.
all the ships up, and when you're a locally owned place, it's not just us, the food influencers, the restaurants, the customers. We all got to bring each other up to be the best that we can be, and be competitive in that kind of way, and then smash our enemy pizza places. After that, smash.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, for sure. Salud.
Well, do you guys have any?
No, go ahead.
Do you guys have anything fun, exciting coming up that you guys want to talk about?
Well,
She plans everything for us, so
I
go ahead.
What's coming up? Well, we do got, so it's March, which in Dublin is like, it's Irish festival season. Well, not Irish festival, it's Dublin, like St. Patrick's Day, which is huge for Dublin. So we'll have the corned beef
We're going to
pizza
be
coming up.
closed
That's
because
fun.
we're going to be at the bar.
We will be yeah,
We'll be at the Blue Jackets game.
what a car bombs while they so that's coming up. And then I think like we do a lot of pizza competitions, and that stuff generally starts about fall. We got the Midwesterns, the Reslice of Columbus all happens, the Best of Dublin.
It runs parallel with the road to WrestleMania. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. WrestleMania will be at the same time.
I don't know.
So that's like the immediate
I'll stop
goals
talking.
is to get ready. We do partnerships with bakeries, so we'll have all these stuff for Dublin, all the green things, the corned beef pizza, which is like, one that we're big on, Dublin's big on. And then we'll get into summer when all the events happen. We always do like the Franklin County Fair. That's a fun one we do. We went and competed there. I think we got second place last year. And then, a Slice of Columbus will happen. Those are the fun things. In the shop, it'll just be the specialty pizzas and, trying to not make any DoorDash drivers disappear.
We
But
deliver
not-
in-house, too. We got our own driver.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, is that like a crazy insurance policy you have to have?
Hey, insurance?
Well, you're the delivery driver.
I'm one of the drivers.
Well, right,
Yeah,
if
so-
it's
You know what, man? Honestly,
So you got to make it and then make it and take it?
I think the insurance would be
Yeah.
different if it were. Yeah, exactly. I flip the sign on the door. Close. Be back in 5 minutes.
back in 5.
I think that if we were providing the car,
Mhm.
it
Right,
would
right.
be.
If you had like a fleet, right.
Right.
Yeah. So I just tell everyone,
Don't
make sure you
crash.
have your own insurance. Don't wreck. If you wreck, you work for Marcos.
No Hypothetically.
Something.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
You're like deleting everything off the computer.
I mean,
We don't know.
this could be a thing for anyone, but like, and I'm sure. I don't know. I think that if you're a driver for any kind of company, you never want to say to your insurance company you're a driver,
Right.
because they could.
Well, they'll just jack
Get
your
out of-
rates up.
Well,
Yeah.
they'll jack the rates up from the get, and then. I don't. This is a tip here. I guess I'm sharing. Or maybe I just
Oh,
know
yeah,
this
buddy.
from experience, bro. But you never want to say you're delivering on
Right.
in your personal car ever.
Right.
You just quickly pull the Pizza Hut thing off the top.
Well, I think the,
Sort of the
the
back.
Dashers go through the same thing too.
I think so, man,
Because
yeah.
Dashers,
And they're all,
DoorDash
like,
isn't going to protect
contractors,
them
I
if
think.
they, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
because
it's
if something happens when you're delivering, then your insurance company is going to say, "Well, you never told us you're a delivery guy,"
Well,
and then the other
Now you're
companies, gonna say,
backwards.
"Well, he's delivering." So yeah, it just is a mess, man. So yeah, I always tell my guys, "Hey, you weren't working. Anything happens." I'm kidding, man. Edit this out, brother.
Yeah, I'll cut all this
That's
out.
what he would say.
Yeah, no.
You don't know.
No,
Hey, man, this is real restaurant talk, bro.
No, it
No,
is.
it
You know
is
what I'm
what it
saying?
is.
It's raw.
Yeah.
It's
No, we do have in-house. It's usually us.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. I've done, dude.
You've delivered.
We're going to
2 pizzas.
discount the 3 deliveries I did last year. Really? We'll talk about that when we get
Yeah,
home.
this is why we're gonna start the
You
trailers to
know.
yachts like postcast, the unhinged version.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like you got to pay to subscribe
Behind
to that
the
one.
yes,
The next hour will be crazy. but-
only yachts.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's
Like
not.
that.
It's, you at least delivering ourselves, we can kind of more guarantee the food. If there's an issue, we're not going to deliver it vertically.
Yeah.
Well, I can
For-
get away with speeding too.
No, no.
Right.
Hypothetically, you can't.
You're like, listen, lady, I made this. I know it's right.
Yeah, exactly.
I took the order.
took
I
your
made it.
order.
I delivered it. It's what you wanted.
And I've done that a few times.
So
Taking the order.
Well, that's the
made it.
good. That's the good thing of having like a legacy employment, though. They all know like all our regulars know the drivers and everything.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Which,
So-
by the way, I got to give props to all of our employees, man. I love all of them. They're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have done it any of this without them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yay!
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Love you guys.
Should I shout all of them out? Miller, Evan, Lamise, Abe, Colton.
stop.
We're going to be going on. We have like 15 employees, don't we?
No, we got a lot,
It's so
yeah.
much people to fit in that
No, they're
building.
awesome, man. You
Yeah.
guys know, too.
Yes.
No,
Well, yeah,
it's
we just expanded our staff like 100%.
How many employees you guys have?
7 now.
You're the one.
oh, that's nice.
7.
But we
Yeah.
started it all with 3 of
Three
us,
of us.
3 part-timers.
When you guys first opened, how many? Was it just you 3?
Us 3 and 3
And
part-timers.
Three
part-timers.
part-timers, and then we just added 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went. We just recently cut our hours down, but added another day. So we added Tuesday, but closed at 8 every day,
Mm-hmm.
11 to 8.
Oh, so you were closed Monday, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
now
got to
it's-
be closed at that one day. at
Yeah, that way
least,
we can podcast.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Then I can edit it all week.
But we, but also when we opened, we were open until midnight on Friday and Saturday, and we thought like, oh, we're gonna be on all the apps. Everyone's gonna know everything about us.
Mm.
But we didn't realize like there's
That
gonna be
shit
a
takes
3 or
time.
4 month lull period once you're on the apps that people don't even know about you.
Yeah.
And did you get to hits late? Like, were you making the orders late till midnight? Or?
No, not really.
No.
A lot of Golden Tea was played.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Clean. We'd clean like 3 hours before we close. And we're like,
Yeah.
close it. We'll just say we sold out. Close early.
You'd think
That's
because
the
we
cool
have all
thing,
the
though.
because we have all the bars near, you'd think we'd get like a lot of late orders, but it really
How late do you guys open until?
on the weekends 10. Yeah.
That's it.
But it like around 9 it kind of, fizzles out.
Start
Even the
doing
door
the
like even the
pre-close.
third party ones, fizzle out. So
Do you guys get a lot third party?
yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
Do you guys dumb your menu down for those?
I have within the last few months
Okay.
because
We raised all the prices on those.
Same.
You have
you
to.
have to, yeah. To break even, you have to. I did make the menu littler just for the employee because we were getting so much of it, and we really try to encourage them. We'll put the menu in that says like we have delivery, all that, and with the bags to try to move them over. I kind of look at third party more as a marketing option,
Right.
because people that don't know you will find you on there, and
And
then,
then
to
hopefully-
work from there, moving them into in house. But we get a lot of it. It's hard to like. I would love to let it go because there's just a lot of issues.
Oh,
Right.
right.
You
that
know,
can't
and
control.
I joke about the drivers, but it's not all them. I mean, like they're trying to do their job. If they have a 3 top, they can't help it. They got to drive the food around a little bit.
Right.
If they don't have a bag, I don't know what the reasons
Yeah,
are.
they
I don't
can't
want
help
to
it if
judge.
they leave the garlic cheese sticks in the car and forget them.
Oh yeah, there was one slice missing. I don't know. They gave it to me like this.
Yeah.
The
So
amount of sodas I've given to DoorDash drivers is ridiculous.
it's hard.
We don't get
and-
any sodas online.
We stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. Sometimes you'll get 1 stars like my food showed up cold, and I'm like, well, I know that probably the reality is we made it as fast. Your DoorDasher was probably waiting for us to finish it. He probably got it the minute it came out of the oven, so we could get him out of the lobby. So what happens after that, I can't really control for if he has a bag or not, if he has other deliveries. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I would like to move off of it, but it is, they got you.
Right.
They got
I tell
you for
people
it.
too, because people argue about like, oh, so you guys like raise your prices on this stuff, and I'm like, we're not making any more money. You're literally that extra money.
Yeah.
You're paying DoorDash or
Yep.
Uber Eats to
Mhm.
get your food delivered.
Mhm.
It's a
Convenience,
third party delivery. Like our prices, actually, we still lose. We raise our prices, but we still lose money.
You got to cover the
doing
commission,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like we're actually taking a cut, but everything that you're paying extra is going to them, not to us.
Yeah.
We don't make that extra money.
Yeah, ours are at just enough to cover it, but you just get so much orders through it. It's crazy. A lot of in-house, but
you have to have it to compete, man. Like but we always said back in the day, like the only thing you could get delivered was pizza, right? And then Chinese food.
Well, that's true. I don't know about smash burgers, but pizza is a food that is made to travel well.
Yeah.
So
it took us a long time of like figuring out how we can perfectly package ours to last the longest.
Yeah.
And it's like you put cold vegetables on a hot burger and wrap it up.
Nope.
There's a certain time where it's decent.
Yeah.
Got to put it on the side.
An hour plus, not so great.
So do you put them on the side or?
No, we put them on.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it is what it is if you're ordering them.
Hey, I ate mine in the car or whatever. I loved it. It was amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we keep them. It's, it's cool. The crazy thing about third parties is that we have a lot of regulars that are on it. People outside the zone, and we'll see a name, pop up, and that's Rhonda. Oh, that's, Talinda. Like there's people on there that will order 2-3 times a week. So.
Well, they have points on there now. It's like a thing,
Yeah.
Credits.
It's just another avenue.
It's a different time for restaurants.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I know that's right.
Yep.
Hey, it's fun though.
A lot of pivoting.
Oh,
it is fun. Yeah.
It's like the best part, I think, is the strategy of trying to like build something in today's market.
For sure.
Everything online. It's just, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's stressful sometimes, but I like it. I like the game of it,
Yeah. It's literally like playing chess.
Yeah.
With, everyone else out there, and not even just food, you're playing with all the other marketing that's out there.
Oh my God, the food influencers, the customers, the neighborhoods, the events, but none of it really matters unless the kitchen has it on lockdown. If you don't have a good product, you can only go so far. So
exactly.
Good job, chef.
Yeah. So it helps to have.
Can I tell you guys one more of my marketing strategies that I still want to?
Please do. I would love you to explain this to me.
Closing our
explain it.
Tell me.
You have not logged into your Facebook in 8 months, but please tell me.
Anyway,
love you.
I want an old school spotlight, man, with like the logo
in the sky.
In the sky.
We got a shirt that has the Batman symbol, but it's a cheeseburger.
See.
But that's what we need that for our third party that can't find us.
Oh yeah.
Follow the burger. If the burger's in the air,
they don't just all park lined up in front of your restaurant like on Friday waiting for the.
They can't do that because it's all construction.
Oh yeah, we have our parking lot is a hot spot, so they all sit and for all the restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah, the congestion. I know we're wrapping
Let's wrap this thing up. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the congestion in front of the shop on a Friday from all the everyone's pissed at us.
Everybody's pissed. They do.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with it because there's no parking anywhere near our restaurant.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's like congestion like a mile and a half away.
Just you wait. They'll find out. They have not
Soon.
they haven't parked up on the curb yet.
Thanks for having us on, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me get our outro music going here. Final cheers, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Smash you later.